You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I know right now you may feel at your worst. You feel hopeless. You feel worthless. You feel defeated. You can't hold it together anymore. You haven't showered in days. You are on day 3 of the same pajamas. You haven't brushed your hair or your teeth. I am not weak because I cry. I am not weak because I feel things deeply. I am not weak because I feel helpless. I am strong. I am a mother. I am worthy. My kids are happy, healthy, loved, and fed. I dwell on the moments when I get mad at my kids for testing my patience. I dwell on the things that are out of my control. I overthink. I worry. Postpartum depression and anxiety are awful. I ask you all to please be kind to mothers. We are all surviving on the little to no sleep, trying to get through these days, trying to survive the newborn stage, the sleep regressions, the teething stages, the picky eaters, the tantrums. Some are trying to overcome their postpartum depression and anxiety like myself. Some are receiving therapy and help, and I applaud you for all showing up, for being there. Even if your biggest goal was getting out of bed or brushing your hair or getting yourself dressed for the day, we are all warriors. We are allowed to have bad days. We are allowed to cry. But after everything is said and done, please remember that we're all in this together and you're not alone. Like to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video, which is an online counseling service where you can have counseling and therapy right in your own home. You can have on your phone, you can have it on your computer, and it's very cost efficient. They go by a weekly payment plan instead of per session, so it's more affordable for just an average person. And if you are struggling financially and you can't afford it, they also help with assisting you into paying for therapy as well. They have licensed counselors who have to clock over 2,000 hours of experience and have to have their license in counseling. And there are social workers, therapists, counselors, and have really good high quality people to help you along with your mental health journey. We all go through hard things, and it's so good to talk to somebody about it, someone who is a professional and who can really help you out with those struggles. So I know for a mom, it's really hard to kind of get your mind wrapped around making an appointment and going to see a counselor, getting a babysitter, just so that you can get the help you need, because I always say you guys should get help if you're struggling. Now today I can say that I can push you forward into something that can actually help you along and just getting you to hopefully move forward on your mental health journey. So I hope you guys will check out BetterHelp. You can check out my link down below. Just letting you know that BetterHelp is not a crisis line. So I also have the suicide prevention crisis line down below. So if you are ever feeling not so good and you're feeling suicidal or anything like that, please call the numbers I have down below for your country, and someone can help you there. All right, everyone, now it's later in the afternoon. I was gonna make this video into kind of a vlog, but then I decided that this seems to be a little bit more of like a serious issue that I want to just talk solely about in this video. I'm not gonna lie, today was definitely a hard day for me. It was hard to get out of bed. It was hard to get ready. I was feeling irritable. I was feeling very down. Like I said earlier, you guys know that I have kind of struggled with mental health here and there throughout my pregnancy, postpartum, and I know that I've struggled with it even before that I became pregnant. Kind of dealt with it, not in a severe way, but I know that there are days that are good and some days that aren't so good. I've never been diagnosed with anything, but I know that sometimes I do feel depressed, and I do get very overwhelmed sometimes. And I saw this post on Instagram, and I feel like Instagram can be really good, but also cannot be so good. But this was just kind of a post that I saw that really, I don't know, it put like my thoughts into words and just kind of showed like how much pressure there is on moms. Especially being a mom, I know that it can just feel like the whole weight is on your shoulders. And I just want to read this to you guys. It's called How to Be a Mom in 2019. Make sure your children's academic, emotional, psychological, mental, spiritual, physical, nutritional, and social needs are met while being careful not to overstimulate, understimulate, and properly medicate, helicopter, or neglect them into screen-free, processed foods-free, GMO-free, negative energy-free, plastic-free, body-positive, socially conscious, egalitarian but also authoritative, nurturing, not fostering of independence, gentle but not overly permissive, pesticide-free, 2-story multilingual home, preferably in a cul-de-sac with a backyard and 1.5 siblings spaced at least 2 years apart for proper development. Also, don't forget the coconut oil. we have all these expectations that we feel like we need to put on ourselves, or we feel like culture is putting upon us as parents. It can feel very overwhelming at times, and I know like that is like crazy. It's crazy to think that that's how people feel about parenting, that they need to accomplish all those things, because that's just not reality. That's just not going to happen. We all feel that pressure. So today I just want to encourage you and help you realize that there are really hard moments about being a parent, about being a mom, about being a person, because we all struggle with different seasons of our life, and we all struggle with different circumstances that were put in front of us. The whole purpose of this video is to help you feel like you're not alone in your struggles, and I think that's what I want to do here on my channel. I want to continue to convey that you are not alone in the struggles of motherhood, parenthood, life in general. You don't have to be a mom to struggle with things, because being a parent is very intense. It can be very difficult and stretching, but just being a person, being a human, we all go through hard things, and sometimes it's hard to process those things mentally. Approximately 70 to 80% of women will experience, at a minimum, the baby blues. Many of these women will experience more severe condition of postpartum depression or related condition. One recent study found that 1 in 7 women may experience postpartum depression in the year after giving birth. It's important to understand that these are just talking about live births. These aren't talking about women who have miscarried or have had stillbirths. And so even for them, like, postpartum depression is very, very common as well. I can't imagine losing a child. Like, that is one of my worst fears. And I also found here too is that 10% of men or fathers suffer from postpartum depression as well. It's not just mothers, it happens with dads too. In some ways, I don't know, like with all of these statistics out there, it's a good reminder to just try to put yourself in someone else's shoes when you're talking to somebody, or, you know, wanting to reach out and ask how can you help that person, and how you can be there for those people in your life if you're not struggling with something like that. But I want you to know that you are strong, you are not weak, feeling helpless, overwhelmed. You're not a bad mother, you're not a bad parent. We all feel it, we all go through that. But like I said earlier, it's important for you to reach out to someone that you can talk to, whether that is a family member, your spouse, your partner, a good friend, or if it's in the form of going and getting some counseling and some therapy. For myself, I've really benefited from going to counseling, going to therapy, and just getting an outside perspective, someone that's not within my family or someone that doesn't know me personally, aside from therapy, has been so helpful for me and for my relationship with Luke. And we went together a couple years ago, and it really enriched our marriage, not because our marriage was broken, but because we knew we needed a checkup. We knew we needed to kind of talk about some things that was hard to talk about on our own. Besides counseling, there is some practical steps that I want to share with you guys that I keep kind of in the back of my mind when I'm going through a hard day, like today. So this is called the 5-minute mental health checklist. So this is really great if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're having a bad day, just mentally, and you're feeling like really foggy like I feel sometimes. Have I eaten regular meals? Have I showered? Have I been comparing my real life to other people's highlight reel? Am I getting enough sleep? Have I been thinking kind thoughts to myself? Have I spent time outside in fresh air? Have I connected with someone I love? And have I moved my body today? I think these are all really practical tips to help you if you're feeling down. And like I said earlier, today was one of those days where I didn't want to get off of the couch. I didn't want to move my body. I didn't want to eat a decent meal. I really hope that this video was encouraging to someone out there. I know it's not an easy topic to talk about, and it's not an easy thing to share, but it is important because shedding awareness on these issues is absolutely huge. And I don't want to ever come across like I have it all together and that I don't struggle with things that so many others struggle with too. I really hope that you are in a good space, and if you're not, that's okay, and you can get help. So I do have links again below down for you guys for crisis hotlines, places that you can go to look at some statistics, just some more information about postpartum depression. You can use my link for BetterHelp to hopefully start your own journey with therapy. And if it doesn't work for you, that's cool, but I highly recommend getting help if you need it. So I really pray that this came across okay. and that you feel encouraged. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you feel not alone in your struggles and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that you will make it through, and that sometimes struggles are just a season, and sometimes different seasons of life can be really, really hard, and I totally understand that. So again, I hope you feel encouraged. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Right here, it's gonna